from this to this. It's a wonderful day today for making another video, which is gonna be about transforming this little space into a different set. As you see, this room is pretty small. Maybe on this wide angle lens it will look bigger than it is, but normally it's like 4 by 5 meters, which is regular house room. Any of you can transform this space into the podcast, or from the podcast to any other set. So today gonna be one of these videos where we are making another set in the small space. So follow me for a few minutes and let's enjoy the process. So first thing first, this is the studio itself. As you can see, it's really tiny, it's 4 by 5. So what we need to do, we need to move half of this room, like everything literally from here, from the floor and all the props and whatever stands here, and just clean up this space. And we actually were thinking in a way of it, so we divide our carpet by 2 sides, so we can roll this side of the carpet away from here and just clean it up. So the first thing I will need to do is clean up this space, and then we're gonna have these beautiful paper drops and we're gonna roll it down all over here, and then it's gonna be white plain backdrop. It's gonna take us a few hours to prepare, around 2 hours I guess. So let's start. So I'm going to use another type of softboxes, not like this one, which is 80mm. I'm gonna use something bigger, which is gonna be 150mm, really big octa box, and it's actually a box from the Flash. Okay, the first stage is already done. As you can see, we just dropped down the white paper drop background, and it has some wrinkles on the sides, so we need to stretch it constantly and put some weight. And these are Savage backgrounds. I think this is the most usable for the photo studios, and they're available over US and worldwide, and included Thailand. So now I need to clean up all this mess, move all unnecessary equipment from here, including the light, and send the C-stand 120 softbox to adjust the rim lights from both sides probably, and then make a constant spill to this backdrop. We're gonna fill all the space here constantly, and separate the object from the white backdrop is difficult mostly, so we need to drop as much as we can rim lights, but it depends if the rim light is going to create a shadow on the floor, so we need to watch that. So let's do another stage. This light is not enough here, so we're just gonna spill some more light on the ceiling and gonna reflect from the white ceiling and diffuse the light over the room. So we need to do that right now. It's gonna be our second source of light, and we may need the third one, also spill into the roof, to fill as much as we can this small room. I'm gonna use a couple of more sources, and the first one will be this projector, which is gonna project to the ceiling, and because of the lens on this projector, we're gonna have more power from the 60-watt source. Let's try that. I just decided to add some more diffuse, because this softbox is mostly for people who stay in here. This white backdrop, mostly in a portrait shot, but I'm assuming that tomorrow we're gonna have a yoga poses down there, which is making the light a little bit challenging to reach. So I'm gonna install one of these flags and spill some more light to the bottom part of this background. So here is the diffuser, which is double. This should be work fine. By spreading here some more light, we're gonna get some more diffuse over the bottom area of our wall. For the main source of the light, I'm gonna use aperture 120 and this reflector. So yeah, we just added a new source of light with the full power of 120. We are spilling to this background. I think it's looking not bad. Now we need to take care of the rim lights. Sometimes, most of the times, this finish just simply overheats. This one is Godox, really cheap light, and it overheats really quick. It's just reached 60 degrees and overheated, so I'm just gonna replace it, this whole thing, because this one is really hot, kind of hot. So I'm gonna replace it with the reflector plate and spill it to the ceiling. So it's 60 and 60 plus 150 softbox with double diffuse layer and the flag with the aperture 120D spilling all the way through this one. It's still harsh light, but it's what I need for this type of tasks. So guys, most of the preparation are done. There are always ways to do it better, but in this type of circumstances, when you need it fast and your clients are not looking that high level of video production, they're just looking for a clear image that needed for their courses, this type of setup at home or any studio, pretty much easy to do and manageable. Mostly you need a huge diffused softbox or even just diffuser panel, which you can use as a diffuser. So in this case, the majority of the light comes from this softbox, which is 150 centimeters, and this diffuser flag. As I mentioned before, I always learn myself. It is what it is in this small studio space, because there is not too much space overhead, and I don't have a flat lights to put it overhead, so I had to shape the light the way I can. Alright folks, this is the result that we achieved today by converting the small space into this set like that. The whole point is to transform the small space and fill up it as much as you can with the lights, and then when the object in the shot, you start to cut in the sources or add in the sources just to shape the lights a little bit more. So I don't see myself now from the side, but of course there is something to work with the light, because it's not final. Alright, let's just jump in the project and do the little breakdown of how the things are arranged. So I like DaVinci because you can achieve your goal with multiple approaches. So in this case, you also can do things pretty much in different ways. It's up to you, it's up to the knowledge that you have. So for showing purposes, I will just show with a real quick example how I'm arranging these type of things. As you can see here, we have a Sony A7S III S-Log3 footage, and we need to deal with it. First of all, we need to color grade it. For that, I'm just gonna show you the second one, which is already graded. I'm just gonna jump in the color grades section, and here what we can see is our S-Log3 footage. So first of all, of course, you can do the color space transform, but I'm just dealing with the S-Log pretty much simple. I always do my primaries by dragging down lift, gamma, and adjusting the gain. Then we have this before and after, and then you're gonna need to work with the saturation. So how I do the saturation is pretty much simple. My way is just doing it separately, not in one node, of course, and by not pulling this section here with the saturation, because this is the mistake that many people do. So we create a node before for saturation and jumping into here. Here we just pull in the red, green, and blue up to the 5, up to the maximum, and then you just kind of doing an opacity of this node. So I have like 2% now, and of course if I'm gonna drag it like to 10 and 1%, sorry, it's gonna be oversaturated. So you just control the saturation by this kind of opacity. So before and after. Well, yeah, this is the kind of basic things. So for removing these edges, I don't have Photoshop on my computer, so normally the fastest way to do, actually there are many ways to do that, but I'm doing it this way. So if I would have a Photoshop, I just simply would stretch these corners here to the edges and from both of the sides. But also if you have a latest Photoshop, you can do it without any kind of problem, because AI thing just handling this thing really quick. Also, you can do it here in DaVinci by doing magic masking and a lot of different type of things. There are many ways, as I mentioned. So let's follow the original way. Let's go to our third example. Here we have a mask already. So here with the color grade, I created a mask. This is the same file, right? So it's just our saturation. This is our primaries, and this is the mask. So mask is just many of you familiar with the mask, nothing fancy, just a regular mask with the fade of the edges. But the key point here is to create let me just copy this file. I'm just gonna do the unzip it. So here we have our file, which is named by 4 color gradients. From the scratch, it just looks like this. Like this, let me know. Okay, so it's huge. Okay, it looks like this. So when you're doing a mask, and by the way, sorry, I didn't mention one thing before we're gonna go to our gradients. So when you create a mask, to do the transparency here, you just press the right button, add alpha output. Then you will have this little blue thing appear, and then you just drag from the blue cube to this blue dot, this alpha output, and then magic happens and things are becoming transparent. Anyway, so this is in the case you didn't know how to do, so I'm just showing it. So next thing is our background, which consists from 4 color gradients. From the beginning it looks like this, so you just drag it under your clip, then you just go to generator, press it, and pick the color, nearest color to the edge, which corresponds to every corner. So you just click here, press OK, click also here, then you click here and pretty much repeat everything. Alright, so we have it now. Looks like this. There are sometimes things which looks a little bit different. For example, I don't know why in DaVinci you cannot separately color grade this gradient. So you just right click and make this 4 color gradient by compound clip. Then if you're gonna go to this color space, you will find it here. And then you can play around and reach your color. You know what I mean? So for example, you create a gradient and it looks like that. So you do the pre-compose, then jump in here and just gain your gain up, and you reach your color. Okay, so this is work this way. If you didn't get something, please let me know in the comments. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please don't be shy to drop a comment. And if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe, and see you in the next one.